All right, welcome to project management and planner implementation. So I'm Chris Burns from Techie Gurus. What we're going to do is talk about Planner today. It's part of the Office 365 suite. These are social medias. We'll post every video usually by the next day on YouTube. So you can just go to youtube.com/techiegurus. You can follow, you can message us on social media, follow us, everything like that. So we appreciate that. So the goals for today are to continue. This is the last in the series of our webinars, but it was to basically help you work from home more effectively. Topics are serious, but I do present sometimes with some levity. My humor is considered inappropriate, but I usually keep it under check on these webinars. And I'm always focused on security. So let's get started. So if you missed any of our webinars, you can go to youtube.com/techiegurus. You can watch any of them. They're posted up there. Comment, like, subscribe, things like that. We're going to do another webinar series, I think, coming up here. We just haven't decided which way we're going to go with it. So what's the agenda? So what is Office 365 Planner? And then we'll go through a little bit of a demo on just creating a simple plan, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So the starting points is Planner is really a lightweight project management tool. Some people will consider it a task management tool. But what you can do inside it actually works inside of Microsoft Teams as well. So you can use Teams as your hub for running your business, but then leverage the Office 365 components inside of that. What you want to think about is not like major projects. You're not going to do major projects in Planner. You're not going to do something like open a new building or something like that. I mean, you could break it down into multiple projects inside of Planner and do that, but this is for simple projects. Simple, maybe like create a video, go through all the steps for that. Maybe it's something inside your business that you have that is maybe like 8 to 24 hours that you can handle, and then you can break it down into simple tasks and things like that. It's really just a way of keeping track of what's being done, who's doing it, and then when does it need to be done by? And it actually ties in with your Outlook calendar as well, which is kind of cool. So then you get alerts and everything like that. And then have you started it and how far along is it? So keep that in mind. It's a simple product to use. It's simple to implement into the business, but then you just want to figure out how you can use it. So you may have to break some of bigger projects down into smaller chunks so you can actually use Planner effectively. So, as far as rights, it's pretty easy. Anybody can start a plan as long as they have Planner access in their 365 account assigned to them. An administrator can block this as well. So you want to make sure if you don't have access to it to talk to your administrator. If you're a customer of ours, come talk to us. We can make sure that we have that fixed for you. But anybody can start a plan. They can assign roles and tasks to other people. So it's pretty straightforward. It's simple. You'll see this in the demo. Like I said, I'll just go through a simple one and we'll go from there. We'll have you ask some questions at the end. So this is going to be pretty quick. This is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to log into Planner and share my screen, and we're going to kind of go through this. So we'll stop this. Okay, so this is Microsoft Planner. If you're not aware of how to get to it, what you can do is, sorry about that. What you can do is you can go to portal.microsoft.com. In this case, office.com as well. You can log in, and Planner is either down here on the left, or you may have to click up here and find it. If it doesn't show up in this, you can go to all apps, and then you can find all the apps you have access to. Again, if you don't see it in there, what you want to do is let your administrator know. It could be just a simple license that's not assigned to you. So let's go back to this. So the way you want to think about this again is it's a task management. It's like a light project. I can't talk today. Sorry, a light project management application. So I'm going to create a plan, and we're just going to say, let's just create a webinar, right? It's pretty easy. We can make it private. We can make it public to anybody in our organization. We're going to keep this private right now. Typically what we do is we'd want to assign it inside of maybe a marketing group or a channel inside of Teams, so just to keep it inside of that group. Not everybody needs to see this. So let's just think about, let's just think about what's a simple task for creating a webinar. Okay, let's choose a subject. So we need to choose a subject for the webinar, right? Now we want to set a due date. Let's say we're going to give ourselves 2 days to do this. And I'm going to assign it to myself, and maybe my demo account, and maybe I'll assign it to somebody else. Let's see here. Oops. Let's assign it to me as well. All right. Yep. So now I'm going to have access to this plan as well. So as soon as you add somebody, they're going to have access to the plan. So we're going to add that task. Now we're going to say, okay, in 2 days, we need to choose the subject for the webinar. Okay, well, after we choose a subject, now what do we have to do? Let's think about this. Okay, so now we got to create a PowerPoint presentation. Oops. And if I get a little click happy, sorry about that. So now we want to create a PowerPoint based on the topic that we choose. Like we would do something maybe like cybersecurity or something like that, where we could try and break down things. But again, set a due date. So let's say we want to do this webinar in a couple weeks. So we're going to say we need to have this PowerPoint done by, let's say, next Wednesday, right? Then again, we're going to assign it to both of us because why not? And then once you sign somebody to a plan, they will get an email as well. So just keep that in mind. So don't just start assigning plans out and not realize that you're going to let people know that this is happening. So we want to let them know that you're going to work on this together. All right, so now we're going to click add plan. So now we have choose a subject, create a PowerPoint plan. We can see the dates there. We can get deeper into this, but then what you can do is you can go to charts over here. And you can say, look, how far along in the plan are we? Okay, so we still have 2 tasks left, which makes sense because we've only got 2 tasks. We can see who has tasks assigned to them, how many tasks they have left. Okay, that's good information to know. And then we can actually see the schedule. So it breaks it down into a simple calendar. You can see, okay, well, I have 2 tasks here, and we can see that by Friday, we got to have a subject, and by Wednesday, we have to have a PowerPoint. So let's say, all right, so now we got that. So let's say we want to add a 3rd task. Let's go, I don't know, schedule webinar date. And we want to set that for maybe the 1st because we want to make sure that we get this signed out. And because I'm the owner of this, or my demo account, my very creative name is the owner of this. Let's just go with that. Add task. Now if we go back over here to charts, you can see that our demo account has 3 tasks assigned to it, and I have 2. So again, it's super simple to implement. It's super simple to use. If you want to use this inside of Teams, you can. Inside the web, it's a little weird, so bear with me on this one. So we're going to use the web. We use Teams internally, so I have actually Teams open. But one thing we can say is we can say, okay, I want to use Planner. And now you can see that inside of Teams, and this works for the application as well. Inside of Teams, you can see all of the stuff that I have, my tasks. So because I'm logged in as the demo account, my tasks will be here. If I log in as myself, it would only show my tasks that are assigned to me. And then you can see the activity basically done on it. As people mark it off, you can see recent, all, you can assign this to, if this is assigned to a team and channel, it'll show up there as well. Something you see at the top too is, this is new. Microsoft has something called To Do that's just a task management. They're going to actually implement both and kind of combine them together. So they'll still be separate, but they'll tie into each other. And again, this does go into your calendar. So now if I go to my calendar, right. Now this is from last week when we did that, but let's go to other. Oh. And let's look at, you see the planner. I have focused email turned on. Now let's turn that off for a minute. All right, there you go. So now you see that it emailed me. It says, yeah, should block content. This is what you have to do. And then if I go to my calendar, you'll see that on Friday, you should see that on Friday. All right, it does show up on your calendar. Normally this is when demos fail. I'll have to check the settings. I might have missed something in the settings to add it to the calendar, but yeah, it typically will add to your calendar. Actually, you know what? It probably has a task to do. or because I own it, it doesn't. Anybody who add the task to it will add to their calendar. We use it internally and we get access. I might have missed something on the demo. I apologize for that. But as you go forward with this, you can add people on the fly too. So let's say there's somebody else we want to add a task to, like Jenna on my team. Let's say maybe we have to book the conference room or something like that to shoot this webinar, and we're going to go, okay, so we need to have that done by the 2nd. And then what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll say, okay, well now we'll add Jenna to this and we'll assign this to her. So you can build this out. So if you start and you realize that you hadn't invited somebody to do a task, you can absolutely do that later. You can go ahead and add them. And then what you'll do is it'll update here in the charts. Actually, I forgot to hit. Or if you forget to add task, it won't add the task, but we'll ignore that for right now. But it would have added Jenna in there, and as soon as I hit add task, and then we would have seen that there. So this is a quick overview, a very quick overview of Planner. One thing you want to do is when you're done, you can go to Planner Hub. You can see all the planners, all the plans that you have here. What you can do is if you want to delete a plan, it's a little weird if you want to delete a plan because you can remove it from recent plans, but that doesn't delete it. So what you want to do is actually go into the plan. And then if you want to delete it, you actually have to go into plan settings. So you have to click on the 3 dots, go into plan settings, and then you can actually delete it from here. So then you can check this box too as well for sending emails. But what we're going to do is we're just going to delete this. There's no need for us to keep this. That'll actually delete all the tasks and everything like that and do the cleanup on the back end. So that's an overview of Planner. We'll go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So again, it'll sign this out. You can use it in Teams. It's really simple to use. It does notify people of tasks when they're coming due as well. So make sure that people have that. And that's pretty much it for Planner. There's a lot more to it. You can spend a lot of time in there, but it's really just the meat and bones of it is just figuring out like, okay, how do we want to use Planner in our business? Do we want to use it by individual team? Do we want to use it as an overall company structure? Maybe it's something like if we create a plan for like creating a webinar, it's something that we can use over and over again. So that's another thing that you can do. You can clone the plan and whatnot. So what we want to do is if you need any kind of help with this or just have a conversation, we'd like to offer you a 30-minute consultation to talk to me. What I'll do is I'll go through anything that you really want to talk about from a technology standpoint, things that we do if you want to talk about that, or if you just have some simple questions about like maybe like what should we be looking for when we're looking for an IT provider, like do you have Office 365 questions? Do you have any other kind of questions tied to technology? I'll try to answer as much as I can in 30 minutes. It's not necessarily something that we can really go deep in the weeds on, but it's good to have a conversation. So with that, we would appreciate any feedback on this. And Jenna, are there any specific questions?
Just one question. So when you do add it to the calendar, are you able to add a specific time? So maybe a reminder will pop up for you.
Yeah, the reminder actually, it sets it by the day. It doesn't set a specific time. So it probably just hadn't synced to the calendar yet, maybe because I hadn't finished it, but it actually pops up. It shows it as an all-day event at the top of your calendar. So instead of showing like at a specific time, it'll show an all-day event.
Oh, okay,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, it's more of a, you need to have it done by this date, not necessarily that you need to do it at this time. So
Okay.
it's basically a reminder of like when things are due. So it does set a reminder saying that you're coming up on a task being due that you haven't got complete, which a lot of people will just ignore or discard on their Outlook, but it is good for that. And then it helps people keep people accountable because maybe they had something scheduled out for a week and then that notification will be like, oh man, I meant to do that. And then they'll go back and do that. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. The fact that it's integrating Teams makes it so much easier to use because you can use that as your hub for a lot of the applications.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yep, thanks. So yeah, so any feedback you have on us, you can hit us up on social media. You can email us at info@techygurus.com. If you have any questions, if you want to maybe talk about a further demo that we can kind of work in with you, maybe it's something specific to your business that maybe you want to see in Office 365, just let us know. Reach out to us, let us know, and we're here to help. That's what that's what we're here for. So we have a coming up slide here. There's nothing coming up. We are talking about what we want to do next for webinar series. So if you want to give us feedback, send us an email, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you'd like to see. What we want to do is we want to create content that is what our customers, our prospects, people out there want to see. So if it's something with Office 365, something with cybersecurity, it's something with, hey, you know what? I'm not your customer, but maybe I'm struggling with this inside my business from technology. Maybe my wireless is terrible. Like, what can we do to fix that? We can definitely go through like the things that you should look for on a webinar, something like that, and then kind of give you tips and tricks on where to go. So we want to thank everybody for attending the webinar series. If you didn't attend every one of them, we understand, but they will be on YouTube. This will be posted probably today or tomorrow. Again, youtube.com/techiegurus. We appreciate everybody coming out for this, and we'll talk to you real soon.